Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Brooklyn Hine. A man accused of robbing a BP gas station in Holmen is now in custody. William Brink was found by police this morning on State Road 35 and has been booked into the La Crosse County Jail. Following the accused robbery on Thursday night, police chased Brink while he fled into waters at Goose Island Campground. The heavy storms today in La Crosse led to some weather-related damage. Dashcam footage shows a tree falling in front of a police car just moments before he would have driven past it. The officer stopped just in time after noticing the tree starting to fall.
I just had a tree come down through a power line. I have lines down on the ground.
The storms today have caused many trees and power lines to fall throughout the area.
Yeah, we definitely saw an active start to the day out there. Plenty of rain fell across the area, and we had multiple reports of those gustier winds right now. But now it is a completely different story. We've actually seen some of the clouds move out and the rain as well out of the area. If we take a look at some of our radar estimated rain totals, if it wants to load, there we go. This is just an estimate. We usually don't get widespread rainfall amounts until the morning after, but you can see areas just north of Arcadia possibly seeing closer to around 5 inches of rainfall. In La Crosse, we just saw under an inch here, closer to around 3/4 of an inch. A little bit more in Eau Claire than where folks saw a little bit around 1.5 inches. We still have some more rain on the way, but it's not going to come until the overnight period. So the rest of this evening, really not looking that bad out there. It's sunny and 79 right now in La Crosse, and Eau Claire still seeing plenty of sunshine after all that rain, sitting at 77 right now. So that rain cooled us off a little bit this afternoon, but we still got up to some comfortable temperatures. We do have more rain on the way though as we go into tomorrow, especially in the morning hours. So we'll have all those details in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Nicole. As Nicole said, the rain has really been coming down out there. Drivers are seeing some rainy road conditions. Take it slow through the rain and drive safe this weekend. Irish Fest is hosting one of the most competitive sports. The tug of war competition has brought in some fierce competitors from across the Midwest. The event was postponed due to weather, but then went on as planned.
Every team just kind of fights until the last minute. So, you see other teams, they pull for a little bit, get tired and give up. That's not what it's like here. Everybody's fighting to the very end.
Irish Fest will continue to host events for the community until tomorrow evening. Flags are flown at half-staff today across the state. The half-staffed flags honor World War II fallen soldier Private Herbert McLaughlin. He was killed in action following the attack on Pearl Harbor. McLaughlin's remains are being transported to Shawano to be buried in his hometown. It's a meeting that has been months in the making. President Trump is headed to Alaska on Friday to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in an attempt to bring an end to the war in Ukraine. CBS News' Willie James Inman shares the details.
President Trump announced late Friday he will meet face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska on August 15th in an effort to bring Russia's war with Ukraine to an end. The president hinted about a possible meeting on Friday afternoon.
I'll be meeting very shortly with President Putin.
He then followed up with a post on social media confirming the summit. The Alaska summit comes after months of phone calls and meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in an effort to push for a peace deal. It also comes after weeks of President Trump expressing frustration with Putin and Russia's ongoing attacks on Ukraine.
My conversations with him are always very pleasant. They say, isn't that a very lovely conversation? And then the missiles go off that night. I don't want to say he's an assassin, but he's a tough guy.
Last month, President Trump set a deadline for Russia to reach an agreement with Ukraine or face economic sanctions. It is not certain what role Zelensky will play in the Alaska meeting. The president has hinted the meeting could include a transfer of land between Russia and Ukraine. The president announced his plans to meet with Putin shortly after he hosted the leaders of Azerbaijan and Armenia at the White House on Friday. The two nations signed a U.S.-brokered joint declaration to end decades of fighting.
As president, my highest aspiration is to bring peace and stability to the world.
The framework of the declaration includes exclusive U.S. development rights of a critical transit corridor through the South Caucasus Mountains called the Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
Police are investigating a shooting at the entrance of the CDC campus in Atlanta, Georgia. The shooting took place yesterday afternoon and has left one police officer and the gunman dead. Officials say the suspected gunman opened fire, killing 33-year-old police officer David Rose. After opening fire at the CDC, officials say the gunman went inside a nearby drugstore.
Officers could still hear gunfire occurring inside the CVS drugstore that is right there at the intersections. Officers moved quickly to attempt to find the shooter and to neutralize the threat to the community. We later found the shooter on the second floor of the CVS. He had been struck by gunfire. We do not know at this time whether that was from officers or if it was self-inflicted.
No one else was injured by gunfire, but the officer who was killed leaves behind his wife and 3 children. Thousands have gathered in the streets of Tel Aviv to call an end to the war in Gaza. They gather in the city's squares and streets weekly to protest against the war. The protests are coming just days after Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and his cabinet decided to announce a plan to take over Gaza City. Kids may be headed back to school soon, but that doesn't mean your house has to be empty. The La Crescent Animal Rescue is hosting open house hours to meet adoptable cats and kittens. Volunteers say all are welcome to visit with the animals.
They can visit with them and get a sense of what their personality might be like before they go through that entire adoption process.
Open house hours are Saturdays at 10 to 1 and Wednesdays at 4 to 7. Adoption applications can be picked up in person or found on the La Crescent Animal Rescue's website. A boot camp in La Crosse is teaching expecting fathers and new dads how to care for their children. The boot camp teaches participants how to change diapers, hold a newborn baby, and many other skills. But the camp also teaches fathers how to assist the mothers in their journey of parenting together.
I love seeing how nervous and anxious everyone is coming in, and then they leave just really excited to be a dad.
The camp's goal is to give the new fathers confidence as they prepare to raise their kids. Still to come, it may be time for a doctor's visit. Nearly half of Americans are missing something important. We'll have the full story when we come back.
We see you out there making the most of every moment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
One big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like these Clorox wipes, $4.99 for rewards members. 1-pound bags of Dots pretzels, $5.99. And select name brand tires, rewards members can buy 3, get 1 free, and get an extra $20 instant savings. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Studies show that nearly half of Americans are unaware of vaccines recommended for them. A UC Riverside study found more than 80% of people haven't gotten vaccines they should be taking. Researchers recommend doctors talk to patients who visit the ER about recommended vaccines, especially among groups with low vaccination rates. This includes Black communities, the uninsured, and people without a primary care doctor. Exposure to air pollution is dangerous for heart health, but using an air purifier could help. A study by UConn Health found people who use a portable HEPA filter at home saw their blood pressure drop. This can be especially beneficial for individuals exposed to air pollution, such as those living near high-traffic roadways. The study highlights how the air we breathe at home impacts our health. And children and young adults who spend a lot of time looking at screens and electronic devices may have a higher risk for high blood pressure and high cholesterol. A study by the University of Copenhagen found every extra hour of daily screen time raises the risk of cardiovascular problems for 10-year-olds and 18-year-olds. Researchers say part of the reason may be that excess screen time is linked with not getting enough sleep. America's favorite coupons are back, and Apple opens its wallets to avoid tariffs. Michael George has your eye on Consumer Report.
President Trump says he's planning 100% tariffs on imported computer chips unless companies build in the United States. Apple took a bite out of that offer and announced an additional $100 billion investment in domestic production. Semiconductor chips power everything from electronics and electric vehicles to MRI machines in healthcare. Economic analysts say if those chips cost more, products and services could cost more too. One Federal Reserve official tells CBS News shoppers should brace for price increases, with many businesses expected to pass on the costs of the Trump administration's tariffs. Companies like Procter & Gamble have already announced price hikes. A poll from the Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs Research found that 53% of Americans say grocery prices are a major source of stress right now.
I'm bringing back in-person shopping.
Opening day. Well, dust off those old Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. The store is back. A brick and mortar opened in suburban Nashville, Tennessee this week, rebranded as Bed Bath & Beyond Home. Best of all, they're accepting those blue and white coupons. Shoppers may see more stores pop up across the country. That's your Eye on Consumer Report. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Still to come, thunderstorms are causing scary scenes in Nebraska. Nicole has our full weather forecast when we come back.
And we definitely have some more rain on the way, not quite as much as we saw today, but I'll have the full details on who still has some impacts coming up in the rest of the weekend right after the break.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Pay no interest until 2030 or get 10% off sale prices. The 51st anniversary sale at Home Furniture.
Well, I am really happy to tell you that we have already made a commitment at Gunderson to do that. So we have asked all of our folks that when you need to fly, that you please prioritize flying out of La Crosse. We believe it's really important. It's our duty. We're the largest employer in this community, and I want to make sure that this airport is here for the long run, and we're committed to that. So people are taking that seriously and doing just that.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Listen up, Wisconsin. There's always something exciting in the mix with scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. And the newest games to make some noise, Packers Scratch Games. With over $7.8 million in instant cash prizes. Plus a bonus drawing for 4 Packers season tickets for 1 year. And 195 other Packers prizes. Available now at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
No, and you get the latest phones.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Nebraskans recorded a devastating thunderstorm, lightning filling the sky. A severe thunderstorm earlier today battered parts of Nebraska with destructive wind of up to 80 miles per hour, according to the National Weather Service. Lightning illuminated the sky over Ashland, Nebraska, a city about 38 miles southwest of Omaha. The National Weather Service also warned residents of possible pea-sized hail. Now, Nicole has more details of what we can expect for weather this week. Nicole?
Yeah, we had some thunderstorms ourselves in our parts, not nearly seeing 80 miles per hour gusts out there, but we did have some warnings that were warning for up to 60 mile an hour gusts. So again, some stronger thunderstorms across the area, especially throughout the morning hours. We're seeing a break now, but we have another round coming as we go into this upcoming overnight period and into tomorrow morning. Because of that, flood watches out for both Richland and Crawford County. These are area flood watches, so really just be on the lookout, especially if you're in a low-lying area or some urban areas. Could possibly see some flooding as we go into tomorrow. As you can see, this flood watch is out until Monday morning, so something to be aware of, especially along those river valleys, because we have the possibility of some more heavy rain coming in as we go into tonight and especially into very early tomorrow morning. So let's take a look at it. 4 in the morning, starting to see some additional showers and thunderstorms, again, mainly south of I-90 to start. That's where the majority of this heavy rain is really going to be situated throughout much of the morning tomorrow. Starting to see more widespread activity then moving in a little bit later on in the morning. Could even have some embedded thunderstorms within some of those showers. Not really looking at any severe potential, but those could bring some heavier rainfall totals under them. As we go into the afternoon hours, then starts to break up a little bit, becoming a tad bit more scattered in nature by the afternoon. Some of those isolated thunderstorms and showers could make their way closer to I-94 and northward, but really, as we saw, the majority of the heavy rainfall is really staying close to I-90 and to the south, and most of that rain will be out of the area again by the late afternoon hours. Apart from a couple isolated chances for some showers and thunderstorms, we should have another dry evening ahead of us as we go into Sunday evening. That's not going to rule out all of the rain that we have in the first half of the day, because we do have plenty of rain on the way, especially for folks again south of I-90. La Crosse seeing around a chance to possibly pick up another half to 3/4 of an inch, but seeing those heavier totals of an inch or more as we go further south of I-90. So again, that's why we have that flood watch out there. Flooding potential is still prominent. If we look at the potential for today, we saw a moderate chance for some flooding, especially further to the south. We're going to have a similar chance as we go into tomorrow, although it's shifting a little bit further south. So areas near and north of I-94 not really seeing as much of a risk to have that heavy rainfall, getting a little bit of a break from it since we had plenty across the board today. Lows tonight not looking too bad, still on the warmer side, but we're starting to see some improvement. Some locations getting below that 70-degree mark now, and then going into tomorrow's highs, again, could be on the somewhat cooler side for some of us. That rain will keep us a little bit cooler, and we'll have extended cloud coverage sticking around after that. So not a whole lot of sunshine, especially for the first half of the day. Looking beyond the weekend, we have those good air quality alerts that I know everybody really enjoys coming back for now, just into the entire state of Minnesota, although it's lasting tomorrow morning all the way until Tuesday morning as some smoke moves into northern Minnesota sometime tomorrow. We could see some effects of that moving into Wisconsin a little bit later on into the week. Possibly it could miss us, but again, we are still within the dead of summer. It's not uncommon to start to see that smoke dwindle down into our area. Apart from that, though, the week isn't looking that bad, especially to start. We're staying mild. We do have some warmer temperatures on the way by the end of the week, but until then, it's looking pretty nice.
That's great. Haze, rain, we got it all here.
Got it all. Can't get a break.
Hoping it gets better. Well, thank you, Nicole. Coming up next in sports, a look back at last night's wild finish in Milwaukee. Plus, the Packers are getting ready to take the field in Lambeau for their preseason debut. Kate has more details on the game after the break.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Need a new driveway? Parking lot looking rough? Trust Patriot Paving. We do it all. Driveways, parking lots, and durable chip seal surfaces. Fast, reliable, affordable. Book online today at patriot-paving.com.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
For every $60 this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And get great savings on red seedless grapes, just $1.99 a pound. 8-ounce New York strips, just $7.99. And Lay's kettle cooked or rolled gold, just $1.99 when you buy 3. Save in-store and online, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Need a new driveway? Parking lot looking rough? Trust Patriot Paving. We do it all. Driveways, parking lots, and durable chip seal surfaces. Fast, reliable, affordable. Book online today at patriot-paving.com.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
The NFL preseason is here, and the Green Bay Packers in action later tonight as they host the New York Jets. Now, it's only the preseason, so we can't make too many assumptions based on what happens in this one, but head coach Matt LaFleur did say earlier this week that he hopes to get some of the starters at least a few meaningful reps, maybe a drive or 2, but I wouldn't expect too much. And quarterback Jordan Love also said he wants to play in the preseason so he can get his mind right for the regular season. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock tonight. You can watch this one on the NFL Network or over on ABC. Vikings in action earlier this afternoon. Minnesota took down Houston 20-10. The big note on this one was J.J. McCarthy back on the field after suffering a season-ending injury in last year's preseason. I'll have full highlights from his debut tonight at 10. And in case you missed it last night, Brewers with a 1-run lead in the top of the 9th, 2 outs. With a runner on second, Jeff McNeil singles into the outfield. The runner rounds third, but Blake Perkins throws a rocket into home. The tag out to win the game, a 97-mile-per-hour throw. William Contreras with the perfect tag as Milwaukee picked up their 7th win in a row and an MLB best 71st win of the season. So that brings us to tonight. Milwaukee is going to be going for their 8th straight win. This one just getting underway. Tobias Myers on the mound for the Brewers, making just his 6th start of the season and his first start since May 17th. We'll see if he can keep the magic going for the Brew Crew. And a quick check-in on the division standings. Brewers, they're now with a 5-game lead over the Cubs going into the night. Brewers with the best record in the league at 71-44. Reds currently 12 games back. Cardinals 13 games back. And the Pirates, not listed here, 21 games back. The Northwoods League baseball season is wrapping up. Loggers with their last regular season home game later tonight. But they've got a home playoff game on Sunday as they will host the Duluth Huskies starting just after 5 o'clock. It's a best-of-3 series with Game 2 and, if needed, Game 3 being played in Duluth. All right, Brooklyn, with the Packers starting tonight, you grew up in Appleton. Are you a Packers fan?
So I feel like a traitor saying this because I am from Northeast Wisconsin, but Packers are number 2 in my heart. My family's actually a big Las Vegas Raiders fan.
Wait, so how did you become a fan then?
So my dad grew up in California and they were from Oakland, and then I was also born in Las Vegas, so it's just a big part of my heart.
All right, well, as long as you're rooting for the Packers, maybe if they're not playing the Raiders, then hopefully the viewers at home can be a fan of you as well.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll have another look at the weather after the break.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
For over 40 years, Blood Cross Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work, and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
We see you out there making the most of every moment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
One big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like select tires, rewards members can buy 3, get 1 free, and get an extra $20 instant savings. 15% off select brakes, steering, and suspension parts. And save $50 on these Real Truck roll-up truck bed covers. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
ET takes you where no one else can.
Woo, baby, it's an ET exclusive.
Welcome to the set of Bridgerton here in the UK.
I have some questions.
Get closer to Hollywood's biggest stars.
Everybody should be invited. With exclusives. What do you do when you rest?
I make movies.
The
moment you walk in here, it's a show.
Night.
You want to get on that? Let's do it. Let's give it a whirl.
Only on ET.
Weeknights at 6:30 on News 8.
Well, the links might be a little bit wet tomorrow, especially in the morning hours if you're further south, but we could have some sunshine poking out a little bit later. So if you want to grab a tea time, maybe opt for a little bit later in the day because temperatures really aren't going to be all that bad, staying in the low 80s across the area, really for the start of next week too. So it's looking pretty nice to start.
Saw that rain coming down for Irish Fest. Ooh, hopefully those guys were wearing
yeah,
a
that was
kit.
unfortunate.
For sure. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you back at 10.